taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, so we do have, we do have two previews. We do have some fights. One actually completely forgot about it. I'm going to do that one first, and because this one might have some implications depending on what we look at it for the heavyweight division. Of course, I'm talking about Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker. Now, Joe Joyce, we put respect on Joe Joyce on Holden because number one, he reiterated the point that jabs are important punches. And if you do it right, you can sometimes break some bones, doing it, over Daniel Dubois. That was, everyone was like, oh my God, he's so slow. Dubois was doing it, but Dubois got worn down, beat up, and his face broke by a
and
jab.
that just make it worse if you get beat up by a slow jab.
Yeah. He went down and stayed down. It wasn't like the ref, but he stayed down for the 10 count. And so now Dubois is Dubois now has to fight. Now he's trying to regain it. But Joe Joyce, you got to put respect on it now because everyone's like, oh, he's so slow and he's limited. But when you have a basic punch like that, when when was the last time you seen a heavyweight actually win a fight like that with his jab like that? It's rare that heavyweights do that. Yeah, much less someone who's like 6'6", 265 pounds. Jabbing somebody up like that. But since then, Joe Joyce has kind of, the Juggernaut name. Like he literally walks through all types of ridiculous shit and wears people down and knocks them out. I mean, he's only won one fight over the distance, that fight. And even then, it was more of craftiness that made him that kept him from actually stopping dude in the distance. But yeah, Joe Joyce is at the point where now, originally he was going to face Usyk for the interim fight for the WBO interim title if Fury Joshua was actually made back in 2021. Excuse me, 2021. Almost 2018. But things kind of happened. Usyk was able to, hey, I want to be the automatic Mando for the WBO belt. He fought Joshua, and bam, history is kind of rewritten. So Joe's had to keep busy, but now it's at the point where the WBO Mando, now that Usyk and Joshua 2 is all settled, is now it's coming up for Usyk now, and now Joe Joyce and the WBO's like, okay, look, this is gonna be sponsored for the interim belt, him against Parker. So now there's higher stakes because if Usyk decides that, hey, I don't want to fight the winner of Joyce and Parker, then the winner of Joyce and Parker is the new WBO champion. So, and obviously with Joyce, we said, time is not on his side. I mean, we just, time is a thing. We saw what happened, when time gets ahead of someone like Triple G. But now we have someone who's not only old, but, he's also taking shots because it's only be a matter of time before someone starts cracking him with some shit and he's not going to take it anymore like that. So at least we're glad that we're getting this fight against someone who's unpopular with us, Joseph Parker. I mean, basically, a good, exciting Joseph Parker fight is like it's an aberration. He's tough. He's tough. And he's also a former WBO heavyweight champion too. But Parker has been kind of more missed than hit. There's the close calls. With Chisora, and then the horrible fight he had with Joshua, but then he had a damn near fight of the year caliber fight with what am I forgetting dude's name? Why am I forgetting dude's fucking name all of a sudden? I was just thinking about him. Dillian White. Dillian White. There we go. Yeah, and it's just like, you have all these fights, but Parker just seems to never take the fights that will actually get him to where he needs to be. Hell, when Parker kind of signed to Frank Warren, we didn't think we would get this fight, but somehow they made this shit work, to get Joe Joyce and Parker. So how do we see this fight going? Elby, what do you think about this fight?
Man, Joe Joyce gonna just methodically, slowly break him down, beat his ass, probably stop him late. It's slow, but it's like an oncoming, desert, like the dust storm you see.
Right.
It's like you see it from like miles away across the horizon, and it's like, yeah, I could beat it. Like, you know, but every time you look behind you, it's closer until finally that shit just is everywhere and you can't go nowhere. And that's gonna happen to Parker. Parker, he has the tools to beat, you know, the Juggernaut, but he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna be assertive. He's not gonna be first. He's not gonna let his hands go enough. You know, it makes the fight good because he has the ability to do these things, and if the kitchen get a little too hot, you know, he might actually, you know, go for it. And that's what we're kind of hoping to happen. Like, this is like maybe like a reverse heavyweight version of what we thought Figueroa Broner could be.
Right. You know,
but yeah, you know, I say Joyce 10th round stoppage.
That's what it is. AOP, what about you?
Easy. Joyce, Juggernaut punch, 8th round.
Juggernaut punch.
Juggernaut punch.
Very simple.
He knocked your ass across the screen when he did that shit. Damn, that was rough.
Yep. I just don't think Parker has anything for Joyce at this point. Like, Parker hasn't looked good in a while for me. So,
yeah. I mean, even the second fight with Chisora, where he was, you know, he couldn't like. Yeah, that fight should have.
Yeah, he did
almost made that a fight of the year. Actually, like, that was a good fight. Like,
I mean, it was a good fight for the wrong reasons. So, yeah, I just think that Joyce is going to be super assertive, and he's going to be first every time. And he's just like, I don't see Parker putting up any type of resistance, really, like anything that'll trouble Joyce. So I just think it'll just be a matter of time. And I say 8th round.
Okay, that's what it is. Pilot, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, both brothers over there kind of explained it. I mean, Joseph, I'm just happy to be here. Parker's just kind of lackadaisical, and like LB said, he has a skill set, but he doesn't assert himself. You know, I mean, the one thing that I remember, he's a former heavyweight champ, but I remember that AJ fight. It's like he didn't even care. You know, he's fighting for a title or I don't know if it was 2 titles, but I was just watching that fight. I was like, this guy is not even trying. You know.
Yeah. To this day, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of myself for actually thinking that was going to be Ibushi versus 2-2.
It should have been a good fight. Yeah.
It should have been, but you know, these niggas.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He just goes off. I mean, you know, he's kind of like that, like the basketball player who just goes off by talent and not really. But anyways, I think it'll be a good fight. I mean, I think the war of attrition will favor Joyce. I think Joyce is his jab. You know, he's literally a juggernaut in there. He'll absorb shots and take it, throw it back. I'm debating if it's going to be a stoppage, maybe like a corner stoppage. Maybe like you just kind of, you know, the corner throw a towel or something. I'll just say it's in the 11th round, I guess, for Joyce.
Yeah, and like I said, I can definitely agree with everyone's, because like, I mean, Parker. Like I said, Parker, it seems like he never fights to his actual fullest potential. Like someone like something like extremely aggressive. Like it depends. Like dude is very comfortable with fighting in first gear, and sometimes you have to be like, come on, put him away and stuff like that. But I mean, Parker is a hard guy to hurt. Like I said, only really White's probably the only one that's actually been able to hurt him and then drop him too. Oh no, Chisora dropped him as well, but I think that was more of like a flash shit. But he did drop him. Yeah, it's just like Parker has just never had the fight. Even when he fought Andy Ruiz for the WBO belt, it just seemed like, it just seemed like he barely won that fight. You know, if you want to call it. Some people think
that's his best win, and he didn't win that to me.
Yeah, so it's like Parker's just like he's been there, like he's been there, but he's just not been there. Like, and obviously he's at the point right now where, his title shots or opportunities, they're gonna slowly start going away because he hasn't been fighting the type of opponents that he should be fighting. And Joyce literally, obviously this will probably be the closest thing to actually for him getting a shot at becoming heavyweight champion again. So he's gonna have to take this fight seriously because Joyce, He's just gonna walk forward. He's gonna absorb all types of shit. And Parker can punch. It's not like he's a feather fist. He can punch, but he's gonna have to be dialed in order to not get worn down by Joe Joyce's pressure.
Yeah, because it's his temperament than anything. He has the hand speed, he has the power and skills, but it's just he don't want to sometimes, or he doesn't feel compelled to do it, or whatever the reason. Like,
now, this is Joe. I mean, this is a huge step up in a sense for him. You know, I mean, Parker's a former heavyweight champion. I mean, Joe Joyce really hasn't fought, quote unquote. You know, I mean, I guess you could say Dubois.
Well, Stavern, he beat Stavern. Staverne's a former heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but we don't.
But we kind of look at Joseph Parker a little smidgen higher or more quality.
Yeah, a little more. Yeah. I mean,
and the thing though was Stavern was still landing overhand rights all the way back there on him, like, you know.
Yeah, Stavern was still countering on dude. That was crazy. Yeah, he's right.
I wouldn't be shocked if Parker won, but I don't think he's gonna win.
I would be very shocked.
I would be, because how would he win? Like, tell me, how would you see him winning this?
Like, he'd have to outwork him in order to beat him.
Yeah,
like,
he would have to be the best version we've ever seen of him.
Maybe he'll crack the shin. I don't know. I mean, this guy doesn't seem like he just can walk through shots. Maybe, you know.
Well, it's a shit because look at these two. Is like none of these guys ever focuses on Joe Joyce's body like that. Like, not one. They all hit him in the head. Like, they try.
Because the head is like mad easy and hittable.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Because the head is just there.
Yeah.
He's like he might as well just do the Margarito thing and just the Mayorga thing and just point to his head and just say, "Hey, hit me!" Like,
yeah.
Because they're all gonna go teeing off on that head, and it's like he eats him and he just comes forward and he just beats your ass.
Yeah, and then he hits you with a hard, heavy-handed jab. Boom. You know, jab that now we know has the power of like 2 left hooks and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I do think that, like, Parker is pretty much durable. Like, I mean, he hasn't been stopped yet, but yeah, he might get stopped. I'm thinking that maybe it's going to be like a 10th round knockout for Joyce. But I do think he's going to have some moments, especially probably early, because he's going to be like, damn, this motherfucker's like,
yeah, definitely early. That could see him in a few early rounds for sure.
Parker's not feather fisted, but I mean, you got a guy like Joyce took everything that fucking Dubois put at him, and I think Dubois is a bigger puncher to me than
Dubois,
Parker. Yeah. And so if Dubois couldn't graze him, then what makes me think Parker will?
It's about who gets off better too. Like, Dubois wasn't getting off like he got off some decent shots, but it's not like he was getting off like the greatest punches in the world or some shit.
And the problem was he was also getting hit too. He never Dubois never adjusted to the jab, which was even more disappointing because Dubois does. We thought he had a really good technical.
It's like he never sold out with them hands. At least we seen Parker freeze up and not throw, but we seen him at least sell out with the hands before too.
Right.
Like, at least in Dylan White, he let his hands go.
And he almost scored a late round knockout, so
yeah, and we seen him put enough hands to keep Ruiz from fucking beating him.
Right.
And then that was a close fight, but it was one of those where it was up for either guy to take it, and the champ won. But
yeah,
so we seen that, but it's one of those fights. It could end up being good, or it could end up being mid.
Right.
I don't see it being terrible though.
Yeah, no, I can't see it being terrible because like just for the fact it's gonna be interesting because it'll only be mid if Parker is like is on some grab and hold shit just because he doesn't know any other way to keep Joe Joyce off him, or if Joe Joyce is either a little bit too slow to hit because Parker is not someone that's hard to hit, but if Joe Joyce is like, oh damn, like this dude's clinching me all the time, like what am I gonna do? Yeah, because Joe Joyce, I mean, certain aspects of Joe Joyce just hasn't been tested yet on him. So I mean, Parker has plenty of experience, and he's still, and he might be.
So let me ask you this: if Joe Joyce looks impressive and wins, where does this put him in the division? Is he top 5?
Easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you could say he's 5.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would you put past him?
That's because I mean you have the top 4 of Usyk, Fury.
I mean, Dylan White, Wilder, Joshua all lost.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, Joe Joyce is still legitimate one of the most is a very dangerous guy, and he's not even considered a.
I mean, think about it. Like he could legit be top 3 because look, Usyk and Fury, he's undefeated.
Usyk,
like,
I'm saying it.
No, stop it. He's undefeated. I mean, yeah, Joshua lost, but he lost to Usyk. So it's like, okay, Wilder lost.
Yeah, but that don't make them number 3 if they ain't beat no one equivalent of that.
Hold on, I did the consensus top 4. Hold on, the consensus top 4 is Usyk, Fury, Joshua, Wilder.
Yeah, those are the.
That's the thing. People
and maybe Ruiz because Ruiz is former champion.
Like I don't get it. Like at least Ruiz is winning decent fights, even though he's struggling like mighty hell in them shits. Like I would look at it. Like, Fury. I would look at it. Fury, Usyk, or Usyk, Fury, Ruiz, Joyce. But I just named like 4 niggas. Like
I just think AJ and Wilder would probably sleep Joy. I mean, they'd crack that chin at least right now, most likely.
Do it then.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Since Joshua had 2 losses in a row, Wilder is top 5. I give you that, but I don't know if I could just put him above Joshua. Like, I'm sorry.
You talking about Joyce? You talking about Joyce or Wilder?
I'm sorry,
over Joshua.
I would put Wilder over Joshua, but I don't think I would put him over Joyce. Like, they would be like ranked 4 and 5. Like,
okay. No argument there.
Yeah, I mean,
Joyce,
because all these niggas is losing. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think Joyce definitely. I mean, if he wins this, he'll definitely be in the mix of the top 5. But all those guys are former champions, and they're that's
that schedule for former winning champions. Like I don't like motherfuckers is basically y'all doing the Loma shit. Yeah, well, Wilder lost to so and so, but he got his ass kicked. What the fuck? He's still in the top 5, top 3, 4.
I think for heavyweights it's a little different though. I mean, a little bit,
I mean, I feel you, but a ass whooping is an ass whooping.
Really, the only heavyweight that's probably not gonna change as being, where he is Fury. Fury's still number 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fury, Usyk, and Ruiz are the top cleared 3 because they've been winning. Like Ruiz lost to Joshua, but at least he's kind of, Areola and Ortiz. I give you credit for that. Yeah, I give you credit for that. Like these other dudes, after they lost, they haven't I don't think Hellenius is gonna make me put Wilder above Ruiz like that.
Oh no!
Other people will probably think otherwise.
Yeah, but I think Wilder's gonna stop Ruiz. So I think if Wilder Ruiz do fight, I'm picking Wilder to win. So that's why I rate Wilder higher.
But see,
I can see why.
Goddamn,
Ruiz is winning. I feel you because Ruiz is winning, so I feel you. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, because we ranking what's happening now or all time, or who wins in a fight. Like, yeah, I'm picking fucking true. Wilder. Like, Ruiz hot and cold. Damn, I don't want to apply myself. Damn, you're letting Chris Areola, old Chris Areola, be in better shape and put hands on you and drop you.
You let a 50-year-old Cuban box you up a little bit after dropping them 3 times.
Yeah, you having a damn heavyweight Peter Quillen performance, nigga. Like,
heavyweights are not consistent, but at least Joe Joyce has been one of the few consistencies of the heavyweight division so far.
Yeah,
you know what he's going to do, and these fighters still fail to do anything about it.
And Parker's been consistently inconsistent, so that's
that's also true.
So I mean, I guess so we got the Juggernaut. I don't know what mutant would Parker be like. Let me see. Let me make this good. What's somebody that just he had the tools, but he always disappointed you. Like,
man, in this instance, man, Joyce is gonna make him look like Toad.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
That's a good one.
Juggernaut versus Toad. Yeah. Damn. Same group from the Marauders. Like,
yeah. Imagine though, if Toad does win this fight, then we're gonna be like, well, you know,
Toad got his hands on the Iron Man proton cannon or some shit.
Right? Yeah,
he took the ruby or something. he took
Juggernaut ruby.
Yeah, this nigga said Toad because it's like, but first of all, like, do we expect much from Toad? Like,
I never did.
That's how little I'm expecting of Parker in this fight.
But that's what I'm saying. Parker is a respect. Parker alone is respectable. We're not talking about like in his chances in this fight. Like, it's more like if we was to say like who he was, like let me see. Fuck. Although I get the Toad one, like. Damn! I can't. Maybe Multiple Man.
That's a good one too.
Like, you think he's gonna do? You think he's gonna do so much cool shit because he can make himself, he can multiply himself, but it's like you punch one of them hard one time and then all of them niggas is knocked out. So I mean,
right?
Like, but yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, I feel better now. We good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think. I mean, I think either way, it should be a nice fade, And like I said, if JoJo wins and he wins in an entertaining fight, and Parker puts up an effort at least before he fails, hey, that's all we really ask for, really. Straight up and down.
It's better for the sport.
Yeah, it's better for the sport and better for the heavyweight division too, because heavyweights needs a little shake up. You know what I mean? But